Welcome to episode 229 of the Dumbarks Podcast. Predictable. Fellas, how are you doing on this Saturday? I can't even tell you what the weather is like because it's been changing it ever since. So
yesterday, the past couple of days, it was all over the place. It's cold out.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
The predictable unpredictability. Nailed it. Nailed it.
That was a 5-minute struggle bit in pre-production.
Yeah.
I was going too fast, man. I was going too fast, and couldn't get to roll off the tongue, so to speak. Pause. So I went out for a little wine tasting event last night.
That explains it.
So no, it was. Listen, I'm not a wine drinker, so I had two. I tried two things and that was it. I put the glass down. I'm like, I can't do wine. But that led me to go and pick up my mom and have her come over and chill at the house. And that while we were out, and she gets in the car and goes on to tell me that she was out with your mom, Chris, on Thursday night. So the moms was out partying a lot later, and I'm like, that's funny. I was like, you hang out more with his mom than I hang out with him. I'm gonna have to reevaluate my friendship here because y'all are out and about gallivanting around town, having fun, chopping it up, having drinks, food. Like they were out on Thursday,
Someone got a text to do something tomorrow, and he's too busy. So
no. It was an event for charity, so that's the only reason why. And it wasn't. I got invited to the event, so it wasn't like I was out seeking it. But any reason to throw on the suit, get suited and booted, and go out for a little bit. The food was trash, but the desserts were amazing in that regard. So it was at a place that I've never been to, and a place that I would never go just because I don't got that type of money to be in the place that I was at. So I was like, all right, I got to go. Like, I'm not going to name the place, but I was like, I got to go once just to see what it's all about. And I come to the realization that, like, if I had money, like money, like when this podcast finally blows up and we get money, I'm not wasting it on places like that. There was no point. Like, while the ambience was nice, but like, I'm not doing it. Like, I would rather pocket my money and do something else because
let your money make money. Don't spend that money,
bro. I don't get the appeal other than the fact that it's just like, nah.
I don't care how much money I make. I'm sticking to struggle food.
It was just uppity up
Food is food.
And stuffity stuff. So
Jason's gonna still have his PB&J on the nightstand. That's gonna
Look,
be
they got chicken tenders and fries.
No, they don't. And listen, I'm not going to knock the PB&J. I had a PB&J for dinner the other night, Wednesday. For those of you Catholics out there, Lent kicked off this week, so no meat. And Wednesday it was like, all right, what am I going to eat? Peanut butter and jelly. So I hit the peanut butter, but I mixed the strawberry and the grape jelly together. So I fancied up the PB&J. I had a little class to it.
That's class.
Listen, man, it's PB&J, but it hit. It was amazing. Like I can't tell you the last time I had a PB&J, but it hit. It was fire.
Hey, now if a restaurant did that. Yeah. And now, if a restaurant did that, mix the jellies together, that's $25 sandwich.
Yeah.
Jellies of reserve with a nice deconstructed toast.
Yeah.
Drizzle of honey on top.
Next time for sure. No, I would have toasted the bread next time. I would have toasted the bread. That's what I would have did different.
That toasting, that's a $10 upcharge right there.
Yeah. Everything's an upcharge nowadays. Everything. So. But I was cracking up. I'm like, oh, the moms was out. The moms was out about partying, celebrating birthdays. They was having drinks, cocktails. I'm like, hey, she was out later than me. She's like, I got home at this time. I'm like, I walked in the door last night. I'm like, yo, my mom was out later than me. I'm old.
Living it up.
Yeah. You gotta spend the bread on certain things, Squeeze.
It ain't shook to spend it. It's
on
on
certain things.
to spend it useful.
Before we jump into this week's show, I will just say the debt collector is here. Squeeze already paid his debt to the debt collector.
Shang Tsung.
For the John Cena out here. So collecting souls like The Rock. Thank you, Squeeze, for being a man. Hell of a run-in.
Yes, thank you for coming on Saturday.
On the Break Glass pod that we did with the reactions to John Cena. Head on over to YouTube and check that out. But I don't see DJ in the comments yet. So we got another soul taker out there that's
we got a runner. We got a runner on our hand.
Maybe get out there in them streets, DJ, to collect my debts. I'm a nice man. I have patience, but let's not run this too long, okay?
Don't fuck with John Cena. He's a bad man.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, but I was cracking up though with the moms being out on Thursday. Like,
there he is.
There he is. There he is. Well, we're dumb marks, so maybe we don't know how to work the YouTube with super chats. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we'll get it figured out, DJ. We'll get it figured out. So wait, we don't have Twitch subs or YouTube chats up to be making money off of this podcast? What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're still learning.
Still learning. We're 5 years into the show. We're still learning. That's why we ain't make no bread.
Gotta get them subs up. That's what you gotta do first.
We don't know how to turn on the fucking buttons right. So, but I'll take you at your word, DJ, and you know we'll get those when they come through. Appreciate you. But I was right, you were wrong. That's how I booked the show. So, all right, Jason, where we at? The predictable.
Nailed it. Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
On the road, are you ready? Is this the kickoff?
Triple H said in his presser, we're going all gas, no brakes. It didn't hit like Jacob Fatu when Jacob Fatu says it, but apparently we got a lot more swerves and emergency exits on the road to WrestleMania with the way the rumor and innuendo mill has gone this week. And hell, they rolled it right over into Monday night because I was not expecting that on Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, I want the title predictable because you want unpredictability. He give it to you. Now you're bitching that you can't, that something changes. People are just mad to not know anymore.
It's the internet, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody happy.
You can't read the sheets. They have the storyline. You don't know the backstage.
Fickle.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed that swerve on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like I didn't see it coming, and you know what? It made sense. I don't know if anybody had it as their Mount Rushmore, but it made sense. And the reason why it made sense is because Rhea has never beaten her. She's never beaten Io.
Mm-hmm.
Io's the kryptonite to Rhea Ripley, and they just continue to roll with that story, even if you weren't paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to roll it, and Rhea can't overcome Io. So it makes all the sense in the world that she won on Monday because she can't beat her.
And then she gave a decent promo after the show. Explaining
that's the AEW bug where it's like I want that on my TV. Yeah. Don't save that for social media.
Yeah,
I want that on the TV.
Breaks her from the mommy dominant character. Gives her some vulnerability. Changes it up a bit.
Yeah. We need to see we're slacking. Look, we don't even got donations on Facebook. What is happening right now? We gotta have a post-production meeting at this point.
Hey, look, if you see me in person, I accept cash.
This is crazy. Look, you try to put your own PayPal out there, your individual cash app.
We can get that QR code going.
Out there cooking the books.
Every week, who's ever hosted the show, their QR code can go up in the corner.
Yeah. Everybody just don't. That's we're a group, but we monetize individually. right, we'll get the options figured out. We'll get it figured out. We appreciate you calling us out for being dumb marks and not having these turned on in the freaking initial. Jeez, oh man, what is happening?
All right, just doing it for fun.
No. I'm trying to make money off this at some point. I got knowledge out here to spit. These bars ain't for free. We got to get some money. I'm booking shows. I'm giving Hunter ideas. DK's thanking me in my DMs. Like I need money off of this.
So we have a long show of predictions and Mount Rushmore. So let's hop on into the good of the week. Your Mount Rushmores. Anybody want to kick it off? I will. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be two-parter. One, the tag match between Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Zarya, and Sol Ruka, and just Chelsea Green as a whole last night come out and Cactus Jack. Like she's pure entertainment, and those delivered on Tuesday.
The only thing that I did not like about her week was her taking the pin on Tuesday. Yeah, she didn't need to be the one eating the pin. Yeah, I don't need my women's US champion on your developmental brand taking a pin. But other than that, Chelsea Green was Chelsea Green and stood out. Like no complaints on that. I hate the mashup of Sol Ruka and Zarya, but I'm also here for the mashup of Sol Ruka and With if that makes sense.
The move was just ridiculous, especially that little whatever version of the
LOD.
With the moonsault. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just pure entertainment through and through. Even her reaction last night as Alba Fire, which we can talk about that change. You talk about unpredictability. Even her like being held up in Alba's arms and her just looking up and the facial expression she's giving as she's looking up at her, like, what is going on? I mean, this is tremendous. Yeah, that show that gets points for making points. You're talking about Around the Horn that got canceled after 23 years and over 5,000 episodes. That's an end of an era. You want to talk an end of an era?
Yeah, long time.
Yo, that block of Rome is Burning, Around the Horn, PTI.
Oh,
and then PTI's be wrapping it up soon too. Ain't no spring chickens.
Yeah, very true.
Wilbon and Kornheiser are going to do it until one of them passes out on air and ends on life.
I'm here for it too.
Oh, look at you! That's crazy.
No, the show's staying on.
I'm like,
dang, edit that out.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you're picking the bucket on air. That's
No.
Yeah, but no, Chelsea Green, A+ effort this week. Absolutely phenomenal in everything she did. For sure. I'll go next then, since we'll just go crisscross applesauce, I guess, on this week's. My Mount Rushmore this week is encapsulated in one word, and I'm going to go promos.
Well,
promos this week.
Everything
for me.
mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, promos this week for me.
That was everything for me.
Just the CM Punk promo to start the show, right? Cody last night, Swerve and Ricochet for as played out as contract signings are, and there were a multitude of other promos this week, but those were the three that highlighted for me. So Mike Work this week, pause was my Mount Rushmore. I enjoyed the promos that were shouted across the airways this week in pro wrestling, although there was plenty of in-ring work to put up there, as well as some MVPs this week, with Liv Morgan being MVP, etc. But yeah, promos this week, Naomi and Bianca, like I just enjoyed everything this week on the mic.
I'll slide MJF in there. You didn't get the low hanger fruit MJF. It was good to see.
I might as well get all my stuff off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Yeah, right there. Bianca and Naomi. Naomi's part of the promo. That was my mush. To me, she still can't cut a promo for the life of it. To me, she can't.
Did you get the Rikishi vibes? I
She
did it
can't
for The
play-
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it for Bianca. I was like, don't let her do that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She still can't cut a promo to me. She still can't play a good heel at all. I mean, she can't do anything to me right at all. To me, she can't
Look,
wrestle, can't
Toby
promo.
gets
She's
better.
just, for me, she can't wrestle, can't do mic work. She's just an entrance, just like Trick Williams.
Yeah, damn.
no, DJ, we're not doing that. I mean, if you want to purchase a shirt and then customize it yourself afterwards with your own cricket machine, by all means, have at it. But we're not doing that. Yeah. For me, the bigger story here is I still think it's Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Saturday night as it happened, like to me, Naomi took the bullet when Jay's music hit. Just the way Naomi looked over at Bianca in the cage and Bianca's reaction initially, and then she went into pure panic mode. The way Bianca reacted afterwards at the post-show press conference, the way she reacted Monday night, and then her last night, like I think this setup is bigger, and it's Bianca that's the puppet master. For whatever reason, Naomi bought into it, and it's just getting her ass whooped now for buying into Bianca. I don't know what Bianca sold her on or what she promised her on, but for me, this is a bigger story with Bianca.
I saw a comparison. I don't know if you guys saw it last night, where it was like from Saturday night, Bianca and Naomi wore white, where Jade wore black, and then last night Bianca and Naomi wore black and Jade wore white. So it's like kind of trying to give you those Easter eggs on who's pairing together.
It didn't go back for my Rushmore with Steve said promo work. Tony Storm and Mariah May on Wednesday. Everything got
mine.
Yeah, everything got the Queen of the Ring, red carpet, getting attacked, and all that stuff.
Bro, how is that not being blown up more? Yeah. Like I saw them, they made one post of it. Like, if you're doing a shoot work on a red carpet,
yes,
you need to be out there making that the
pushing
number
the
one thing. That should be pressed to the nines. Like, and I'm gonna say this now, and before we get into the predictions. They need to main event this pay-per-view tomorrow.
Yes,
night.
they do.
Agreed.
That story is hot.
Yeah. It's the only
It's been the hottest thing.
Yes. No. The only story that's hot.
It's over a year plus for their story, and they still have me fully invested in what them two are doing. Wednesday night was tremendous, like you said, Donald. Yeah. The attack on the red carpet, you want to talk about unpredictability. Yes. I didn't think that was, they were going to pop off like that.
My only gripe is what is Camille's status with the company.
I'm not worried about Camille. She was standing there being interviewed.
I know. If you're taking away from my moment, fuck you.
Maybe we find out tomorrow night.
No, I honestly don't think I really legitimately don't think we will ever see Camille in an AEW arena again. I don't.
Then that was a bad time to pull that stunt.
I don't. Nah, what better way to say F you again to taking another moment away from Camille, even though Tony said Mariah took her moment, and maybe it was just the camera shot from the initial footage that came out that captured them in the background and Camille being interviewed, but because I think the initial or the post from AEW's social media site itself on X, I don't think it had Camille in it. I think it was Tony being interviewed and then Mariah came in. So you didn't see Camille at all.
Just depend on what feed you got.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw Tony interview, Mariah came in.
Yeah. So just depended on what your algorithm picked up from people posting clips of it.
I got the Camille version.
And why are you letting fans or quote unquote wrestling journalists put that footage up before you get it out?
It's AEW.
That broke the day before. They AEW's site didn't post it until yesterday. But you was 24 hours late at that point, Jack.
Yeah.
We had already seen it.
You didn't see the official video yet.
Like, who you? But yeah,
so
everything they did, the two of them, Bravo.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them
100%
being
dog.
on the Mount Rushmore specifically.
No. That was it. But my 1B was just going to be overall for Chamber. I said in the group chat the other day, I don't remember the last time I watched an event and was the next day thought, let me go back and watch this again. So, like we already talked about Chamber a little bit Saturday night, so I really didn't want to put that up there. That's why Tony and Mariah would be mine. But yeah, just Chamber overall. Like,
you're not the only one that did that. There were a lot of people that I saw on social media that said, I haven't rewatched the show in how long, and I went back and rewatched Chamber. Start to finish. I went back and rewatched the men's match or the women's match. No, I rewatched the entire show. So, hey, like you said, we all gas on the road to WrestleMania now. Then, by all means, we are definitely 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds because they've just hit another gear this week. I don't know what's to be expected coming up with this European run, but with Cena being promoted, The Rock allegedly is promoted to join on 1 and 2 episodes. Yeah, we're gonna be in for a treat here, hopefully coming up. Which
the thing I'm looking forward to with it is being able to watch it like during the day, and so it's like I'm looking forward to watching that live on Netflix.
I was going to change the time.
Fuck. Yeah, so whatever time it is over there live,
that's what time
everybody gets it.
Just like a pay-per-view.
Yep. Maybe I can make it through an episode this week.
Yeah. So
let's flip to the other side of the coin. Our mushes of the week. I'll go first. Whatever the Death Riders are doing, that whole segment after the match with Yuta was terrible to me.
Made no sense.
What are you doing? And then you cut the mics to the rings for the rest of the show, so you can't hear what anybody's saying until they get backstage near a microphone. It's
the whole point of this. The whole point of getting people hooked back into the story was Edge taking people out to get to the one-on-one match at the pay-per-view. And Wednesday night is there. Wheeler Yuta's the last guy. And a regular wrestling match breaks out, and then a handshake and a show of respect. Like what? Like you've completely, you completely ruined any reinvestment that you got to tell some sympathy story for Willie Yuta, who at this point deserves no sympathy.
Yeah.
And
he turned on Daniel Bryan. He bought into Moxley. He's been running with the group, doing everything that they've been doing, and you want to shake his hand after giving concertos to everybody else?
So
what are we doing?
A forced handshake is enough to get Moxley to pop off for no reason.
What doesn't?
Yeah,
you breathe wrong and he comes out.
That's what sends Moxley over the edge. You shook another man's hand.
And then I know we all hate the Death Riders, but if they disband, it's like, what was the point?
There wasn't.
Because Shane didn't get control. You
could have had the higher power. You could have had Tony Khan being the guy. I'd at least accept that if you just disband the group with no payoff.
It's becoming like Nexus, just no clue week in and week out. Yeah. Like just running a story just to run it.
The Young Bucks are higher power.
They were backstage allegedly this week, working on plans to come back. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like there's no reason why that's your main event tonight. Given the entire build up to it.
I hope it goes on first. I don't think it will, but
yeah, you want to talk about unpredictability? If Tony Khan runs that match out there first, I'll actually give him kudos.
Congratulations.
Yeah, like you're doing something different because that story does not lead to the main event that everybody wants to see, especially if Moxley's going to win it. Now, according to the betting sites, he's the champion that has the lowest odds to retain at the pay-per-view at -200. if you're a gambling man and you bet on pro wrestling matches. But yeah, shake it up, put it on first, and give me Mariah and Tony to finish the show.
They need something to upstage Cena's heel turn. We got to do something.
How man, I legitimately thought about putting John Cena on my Mount Rushmore this week because that man did the heel turn of the 21st century, and next day he was tweeting out positive motivational quotes.
Yeah, DJ, the title's still in the briefcase.
Yeah.
He's the champ, but haven't seen the title in how many months?
Since he's won it.
Right, I'll go next.
Okay.
It's the after Elimination Chamber press conference. So Cena did everything right coming out there, dropping the mic. But coming to Triple H and The Rock, I saw the best thing for it this week. So I'm going to give the credit to Raj Giri on this one. The WWE press conferences need to go. I don't need immediately after watching a movie to see how the movie was made. That's for months down the road when the DVD is released. Like, that's perfect analogy for that.
I might bump you up on my mush for shouting out Raj Giri on this show.
That's a perfect analogy to describe what happened after Elimination Chamber on Saturday.
I saw this too.
Yeah. I saw what did he say? That's what happens whenever Cody dropped the F word in front of the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, John Cena just taught Cody Rhodes a lesson for swearing in front of kids.
Yeah. I stuck around and watched the rest of The Rock. Was it interesting? Yes. Did I need to see it? No.
But that was Dwayne talking, you know.
Yeah. It was Dwayne.
Yeah, that wasn't Final Boss.
So he was asked questions like, what is Cena's attire going to be? And he's like, that's completely up to Cena, his whole change. And he was like, we talked about him and Hogan in Toronto, and how did that compare to this in Toronto? And he was like, it just prepared us for the crowd's reaction, how we can pivot if we needed to, how we can flip it if we need to. He's like, that's what that just prepared me for.
Do you buy into anything that came out this week as far as The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes, like legitimately wanted Cody to align with him, and they told Dwayne no, that it's Cody's crowd, Cody's the babyface, and John was the second option? Do we believe any of that? This is like going into Sting was the original man until Hogan called Bischoff into his trailer.
No. Again, if it's not on TV, I'm not believing a single word. I'm just here for the ride. That's it.
There's no way Cena's number 2 in this option. Cody going heel or Cena going heel. There's no way you're putting Cody first. You want the reaction, you're going with Cena. So I don't believe it.
I mean, we when this initial story broke and The Rock asked for Cody's soul, we ran through a nice little booking as far as how it could work and what it could do. But Cena being the option was definitely the right way to go with it.
Absolutely.
In that regards, like
I'm already excited how it plays out.
Yeah. I'm already excited for Punk and Cena again. Hell, give me Dwayne and Punk at this point too.
Should everybody want a piece, even Randy, after last night.
That's one thing I did like. You want to talk about predictable? They filtered it into multiple other people's stories, promos, like it's literally the thing that overtook the company, and they didn't just shoehorn it into one spot or segment. Like, no, let everybody talk about it. And another Mount Rushmore this week, somebody needs to check on R-Truth. He tweeted out, "I'm about to crash out," and he crashed out all week long. Like, little Jimmy and R-Truth need checked on ASAP, because you want to talk about a masterful social media performance this week. R-Truth just ran it all week long. It was tremendous with what he was tweeting out. Like, I need a face-to-face with R-Truth and John Cena. Like legitimately, I need that.
Yeah, like you said, Cena needs to beat down R-Truth, and then it's official.
That can be Saturday night's main event right there.
Yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jason, you want to pull up DJ's question? Man, we gotta get you some cheaters.
That's the big
Well, he's on the first Google Pro fucking Google Doc.
You all right over there?
No.
Me?
I couldn't think of what the damn device was called, and it mushed my statement.
Charlotte Flair has lost no aura with me, buddy.
No,
Of course not.
No aura with me. She's only here to put Tiffany over, though. So
we'll see, because Charlotte Hogan's going to come out at some point and demand the title back.
Is it Charlotte or is the company booking her that way? Call it Charlotte Hogan.
Did you see the thing? Speaking of like titles, did you see the thing? Because Charlotte's working her way to the 16 time that if Cena beats Cody, he's technically a 17-time champ because they still count the WWE title and the Universal title together for reigns. So it would be a 2-belt reign.
I don't need Ric Flair showing up and getting involved in this. I can tell you that much.
I need it.
Oh, he's working out. See him
He's
push
talking
that sled.
I need it.
Get ready.
Just to play into history.
Look, I don't know how much more they can do for the Charlotte Tiffany match going into Mania. Like there's not a whole lot more you can tell between them two. Am I going to need Charlotte running and attacks from behind for the next 8 weeks until we get to WrestleMania? No, please, God.
No. Beat that over next week. Don't worry. We can beat that the match of our life.
Hey, we had this debate on the show about putting people over, giving people their best matches between her and Mercedes. Let's see where the measuring stick is with BFAB come next week. Okay, we'll see how that goes.
We're gonna measure it with BFAB, huh?
No, Jason says she makes everybody look like the greatest wrestler alive. So let's see how she does with BFAB.
5-star match coming up.
Who else has a mush?
100%, man. 100%.
Why don't you give your mush?
Yeah, it was Naomi.
Okay. Oh. That's right. So let's hop on over to predictions. Everybody went. Top of the NXT.
I don't think I gave my mush.
You didn't want to speak up, man. If you're silent, talk. You know what
No, just for that,
down here.
I'm gonna put my mush in the tuck and I'm gonna bring it out whenever I want to bring it out. How about that? You're not gonna tell me when to get my out now. No, you're not gonna tell me and force me to say no. It's tough.
What are we talking?
I'll set my mush off whenever I want. How about that? Go ahead, run your predictions and I'll bring my mush up.
Let's hop into predictions. Let's go NXT Revolution. Yeah, NXT and Revolution.
I was about to say
pouring them together. AEW Revolution NXT Roadblock. It's all coming together. Which one do you want to start with? You want to do NXT or you want to do AEW?
NXT, then Revolution. Yeah, that's what
We'll kick it off with Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez.
Steve, give your push. No, give me give me Jordan Grace in this.
Yeah,
It's finally time to get her one up on Roxanne.
definitely Jordan, because Roxanne's on her way out to the main roster, and the loss doesn't hurt Roxanne at all.
Just bringing Jordan in, you got to give her the win here.
This needs to be Roxanne's swan song. I don't need to see her in NXT after this.
Yeah, agreed.
And then you have each woman 1-1 versus each other. So when Jordan Grace does go up to main roster, which I think will be sooner rather than later, like possibly the night after WrestleMania, you have an initial
Built a
story
story.
between them two right off the bat. So
NYC Street Fight, Javon versus Paige.
give me Ethan again.
I'm kind of over the storyline right now. You're dragging it on too long.
I hope this is it.
Yeah. Give me Javon. Get the smile back.
Paige won the last one, so I think Javon's going this time.
Give me Ethan.
TNA World Tag Team Championship, the Hardy Boys versus Fraxium.
Fraxium.
Hardy's, Fraxium are going to get called up.
It's for TNA.
After Mania.
This is for the
Yeah,
TNA.
for
title,
TNA.
I'm going Fraxium. I think because next week is Sacrifice. You know, both the Hardys aren't in a match together. They got two separate. And then you got the Unbreakable event right before Mania with TNA. So you can kind of have them win it back right around there. So to Donald's credit, yeah, do something with it. Do something different here.
Give me Hardy's.
Oh, I'll pick a Fraxium because I hate the Hardys.
I hate them too, but if it was a for the NXT tag.
Yeah. NXT Championship, Oba versus Moose.
I want Moose, but Oba's going to win.
Yeah, I
Are
definitely
these
see
title
it.
for titles?
What?
Are these title for titles?
No,
No.
this one's just NXT.
Oba didn't say title versus title. He said Titan versus Titan. Just couldn't hear it through his thick Nigerian accent.
That's what's
Give me Oba.
Yeah, Oba.
Oba.
I really want Moose to win.
And then, excuse me. And then the title versus title, Julia versus Stephanie.
I have a hard. This is where like dirt sheets come in and whatnot, because if Stephanie does win this match, then it's okay. Julia is really legitimately hurt and needs time off. I hate that they rushed it right away. Like to me, this is a build that needs to happen over a long time, and have these two get to each other after they've conquered the entire division with both titles separately. So that way there's like nobody left and we have to see who the best woman is. So you could have made a lot more money on this match than what they do. This is
Like on your PLE in a couple weeks.
This is an AEW giveaway right here. If I've ever seen one and booked in NXT. I'll go with Stephanie just because I think Julia is hurt and needs time off.
Same, Stephanie.
To me, Stephanie's better in ring. I'll go with Stephanie, even if she isn't hurt.
Yeah, just for the dark sheet review, Stephanie. So just off of this, it tells me Julia is not hurt and she's winning, and or it's a no finish tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, there's so many different ways that you could have done this. If you didn't want to finish, like if you didn't want a true finish, why not save Jordan Grace until this spot? So you booked a match, and Jordan comes out and comes in and causes the DQ instead of just getting Jordan to walk out on NXT whenever them two are standing in the ring and you get the face off there. Like you could have done different things if you're doing a smosh finish.
Because even during Tuesday, when Jada won, she looked at the camera and was like, Julia, Stephanie, I'm coming for you guys.
Yeah. And I don't need Jada just getting a number one contender shot to
just get buried
immediately.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Steve, you're mush.
No, we're good. Let's hop in the Revolution.
All right, we'll kick off with the 1 and 0 hour here. The Conglomeration and Big Boom AJ versus Johnny TV and MXM.
Oh my gosh.
First off, I'm not picking this match.
Big Boom ain't losing.
You know what's going to happen.
Big Boom and the Conglomeration.
I abstain.
My, how far Orange Cassidy has fallen to 0 hour.
And
This is the match. This is the match. It's supposed to get like just random people to tune in and pay $50 for the pay per view. This is one of them.
Well, yeah, it's the only one they've announced so far, but I'm sure tonight on Collision they'll announce others. On to the main card. Okada versus Brody King for the Continental Championship.
Fuck you, AEW, for booking this match and having Okada just run through and beat Buddy Matthews and Brody King after they break out away from Malachi Black because he got released. Like, screw you for booking them to both lose, because there's no point in doing that to each one of them. Like, you finally have them out. They cut good, solid promos. They had a great vignette-esque package with them now being the Hounds of Justice or whatever they're calling themselves. Like, and you just feed them both to Okada. Why? It doesn't elevate them to have them lose. Like, what's the point here? Is the match going to absolutely steal the show potentially? Yeah, I really do think this match can steal the show because of how good Brody is, and we know what Okada does in the ring. But screw you for booking them to the way that you have, just to have them lose to Okada. I don't care that it's a title match. You did like, and you did it back to back. You had him beat Buddy, and now he's going circled the block and came right back to Brody and is going to beat Brody.
I'm the opposite of Steve. I don't really care about Brody, so I'm cool with this. Okada for the win.
Got Okada winning.
Okada's going to win, but I want Brody.
Be nice.
Something. Yeah.
Something different.
Okada had the title for how long?
Okada's keeping the. I'll say what I'm going to say till later, but okay. This is just.
Yeah. But Okada's winning.
All right. Swerve versus Ricochet.
Based on everything they've done to this point and how Wednesday night went, I got Swerve winning just because Ricochet beat Swerve with the nut shot, and then he pinned him again on Wednesday night in the tag match after shenanigans. But I got Swerve. Swerve never should have lost the belt to begin with when he did.
Agreed.
So exactly. Swerve's going to get the number one title shot, and Swerve beats Moxley to get the belt back and be where he needs to be.
I'm cool with that.
Cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need Ricochet becoming number one contender and just feeding him to Moxley. So, yeah, give me Swerve.
Give me Swerve.
See, if Ricochet wins this, I don't think Moxley is the champ. Ricochet's a heel. You're not going to have Ricochet out there against the Death Riders based on their current gimmicks. Traditional wrestling logic would say you would not have Ricochet win this match if Moxley's your champion.
But when you think about AEW logically these days,
there is no logic. I get that. You're right, but I just
But yeah, no, I see Swerve winning too.
Swerve.
Excuse me. World Tag Team Championship, Hurt Syndicate versus Outrunners.
Love the vignette from the Outrunners on Wednesday night. Like you talk about just pure like wrestling entertainment for wrestling entertainment's sake. The Outrunners fit that bill to a T. I'm interested to see like how this match is actually booked. Like how much offense do they actually get? Like, is it a competitive match?
I mean, being on a card, you got to give it some time. If it was on TV, I'd maybe see more of a squash, but I think they'll give them something here.
I got the Hurt Syndicate winning. They're not dropping the belts. They're over right now.
Yeah.
Even though I hate we hate people, we hurt people, we hurt people. I don't need that chant, but.
How close is to that of we bring the boom? Yeah, Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, I'm not an Outrunners fan, so Give me the Hurt Syndicate.
Give me the Hurt Syndicate.
I love the Outrunners, but Hurt Syndicate's winning. Yeah. Neither should lose. Just said how terrible the company books everything.
All right. TBS Championship, Mercedes versus Momo.
This, for me, is probably going to be my match of the night. For those of you that don't know Momo, get ready to learn something. I got Mercedes retaining, but yeah, I think these two are going to steal the show.
I think this is going to be a hard-hitting match. At least hoping for it. So, but Mercedes retains.
It sounded like Battle of the Belts. Mercedes.
Moving on here, we got MJF versus Hangman.
Jason, I agree with what you said on Wednesday. Like, MJF finally showed some evolution. And if you've had people already set on fire and you bring flamethrowers out there and everything else, like, now you want to run in and stop somebody from being set on fire. That's the moment you picked to say, no, we've gone too far. Really? We've burned down houses and everything else. Because I got Swerve being the number one contender and Swerve beating Moxley, I need MJF Swerve. They teased it how many months ago, back when Swerve was still champ. I think that's a top tier money drawing feud and clash that will get MJF back on the right path. But Hangman is just he's never not going to be the fan favorite in AEW. Like, no matter what he does, like, it's hard to go against the man that has revolutionized his character the most in AEW and is solid in ring bell to bell, regardless of who he is in there with. I'll go MJF.
I want to say Hangman. I really do, but talking about logic, just it says MJF to me all the time. So MJF.
Feeling like MJF.
I'm going Hangman. MJF is a bore to me now.
All right. Got International Championship, Takeshita versus Kenny Omega.
Omega. With another potential match of the night. I will say this, like, say what you will about the stories coming in for each one of these matches and the build up for this card and everything else. The one thing that we get on here and say all the time, bell to bell, they deliver.
Yeah.
And you have you probably have 3, 4, 5 matches that you could pick as potential match of the night. We just ran through 3 of them back to back to back on predictions: Mercedes, Momo, MJF, Hangman, and now Takeshita and Omega. So, and we didn't even talk about the cage match, which is going to be upcoming.
Yeah.
But I got Omega. This is going to lead to the Omega Okada showdown at All In Texas for both belts.
Okay. I'm okay with either one of these guys winning it. I'm going to say Takeshita retains.
Give me Omega. This run, it's hard to describe this run because he delivered in ring every time, but they've also done nothing with him. I don't know how that can be. You've done nothing in him, but he's delivered in every match.
You just summarized what AEW is without even trying to summarize it. That's literally what AEW is. I don't know what they're doing with him, but he's delivered in the ring. Yeah. And that's AEW. Like, that may be the perfect description of AEW. I have no idea what they're doing with these individuals as characters, as stories. But man, bell to bell, that's some of the best wrestling I've seen.
Because when they have control of themselves in the match, their talent shines through. It's just everything else, just question.
I'm going Kenny. Hey, he beat his ass in the brawl, beat his ass in the tag match. Just top it off with the title win.
Although, if we come out of this and we don't get the Okada to catch the match that they should have did initially before Takeshita won this belt, man, that's a big fumble on AEW's end. Especially coming out of the G1 and everything else, like that stare down between Takeshita and Okada, like don't drop the ball.
They'll do it on WrestleMania in 2 years.
All right. We're getting to the steel cage match. Ospreay and Fletcher.
Well, we know it's an Ospreay match, so it's getting 5 stars to start out with. We'll just see.
I was going to say 5.
We'll just see how many more that it gets.
What's the highest? Has he ever given 10?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, look, honestly, like when you look at this, regardless of all the dumb stuff they've done in between with Mark Davis and everything else and all that, we are getting like the blood feud payoff match between two individuals that you typically see when pro wrestling's booked. So, I think Will's not losing Ospreay. I tried to talk myself into picking Fletcher because it can do more for him, but I can't. Like, Ospreay.
The proto star ain't winning. Ospreay.
The same as Omega. You beat his ass during the brawl, beat his ass in the tag fight, and just top it off with the cage win. Simple logic.
AEW.
I don't know where Fletcher goes after that loss.
Yeah.
He's the proto star. He could always rebirth himself.
Well, sometimes the stars do expire, and then you turn into a dwarf planet. So
not a star yet.
He'll probably got a match on WrestleMania.
NXT Stand and Deliver. AEW World Championship. Mox versus Cope.
Don't care. Literally don't care. Not picking the match. 2 wash people for me.
Give me Cope.
They actually did like a nice turn of face initially with this booking to get me to buy back in, and then they completely lost me on Wednesday night. So now I have no interest in this match.
No.
Like they did. I mean, not that like my interest was at like 1,000 and I was super excited for it was what they did, but they actually turned me back around to get me to want to see Cope take out all of the Death Riders to have a one-on-one shot, legit one-on-one shot. But now after that handshake of doom on Wednesday night, I don't care at all. And either man as champ does nothing for me. They can't get the belt off of them soon enough.
Yeah, agreed. But Moxley's winning.
And just FYI, if Tony Khan runs this in the main event, he will be my mush of the week next week. Just pencil that in already.
So do you want to talk about your mush this week yet?
No, not yet.
I'll be signing off. I got my mush.
It'll get cut off. False count anywhere.
Thanks for ruining the gimmick, guys. Appreciate it.
Timeless versus Mariah.
The only match worthwhile to me.
I know Tony got the win back in Australia just because. Do you hot potato the title like that soon? Mariah losing twice to Tony, like that kind of hurts the Mariah mystique, right? That puts chinks in the armor.
But they both want to destroy each other. What Tony say on Wednesday night? Just you're gonna fade into oblivion, and people are gonna wonder what happened to Mariah.
Well, like I loved how Renee was like, "I fear for both of you," and then at the same time they both said, "Yeah, I pray for you." And the both time they said, "Pray for her,"
yeah.
Which I thought was like chef's kiss way to end that segment.
Yeah.
Like,
It could have faded. It could have faded the black and ended the show right there.
True.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Again, this is why this needs to be the main event. Like, there's no other match on this card that deserves the main event spot other than these two. And I don't care that they just main evented Grand Slam.
Because they deserve more. They deserve the main event spot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you're giving it the stipulation, so they can go literally balls to the wall.
Have the women ever main evented a pay-per-view in AEW?
I don't think a pay-per-view.
No.
No.
If you're not going to put these two on now, given everything that they've told for the last 18 months.
When?
So put them in the main event spot, give them 25 minutes, and let them tear the house down. I'll go
the golden boy.
I'll go to this is a true coin flip for me, honestly, because I can book them both either way. I'll go Timeless to retain.
Timeless retains.
Give me mid-May. I think there's more.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are not throwing that. You're not throwing that out there on her. Absolutely not. No.
He's been consistent on Mariah.
I think there's more people on the face side that you can build up than there is the heel for the next person in line.
No, I have the next person in line if they really want to do it the right way with Tony, which they should have did with Camille. But you brought her in to be Mercedes' lackey. But you have Megan Bain there to run directly up against Mariah or directly up against Tony.
I have Tony.
Steve gave a couple for his match of the night. What was everybody else's?
Tony Mariah.
This and in the cage match. Those are the two I'm looking forward to the most.
I mean, again, when you look at this card, now there's how many there, there's 10 matches on the main card compared to 5 in NXT. But out of the
also
10
5 for a 2-hour show, 10 for a 4-hour show.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I mean, you legitimately probably have 5 match of the night contenders on this card.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Mariah could be match of the night. Will and Fletcher could be match of the night. Takeshita and Omega could be match of the night. Mercedes and Momo could be match of the night. MJF and Heyman could be match of the night.
You said Brody and
Okada could be match of the night. Swerve and Ricochet could be match of the night. Like, outside of AJ Big Boom Francis and Mox and Cope, you could really make an argument for any of those matches to be match of the night. So, like, to go back to Jason's point of AEW being summarized, like, you're going to get fantastic wrestling. That's not the issue with AEW. And Chris, you said it's yeah. I mean, Chris, you said it's everything else outside of the bell to bell, right? So if you're the person that bell to bell, that's all you care about, then the $50 was already paid. If you're somebody that loves only storytelling, you're not watching this. And if you're like me, who's a fan of both, but I need both in pro wrestling, you're excited and disappointed for this pay-per-view all at the same time. But I'm going to stick with Mercedes and Momo for me. Put that out. I'm going to stick with that. And I'll go to NXT because I don't think we did match of the nights for NXT. I'll go Roxanne and Jordan.
I'm going to go tag match for NXT.
Yeah.
The Hardys and Fraxium?
Yeah. Fraxium always delivers.
Oh, come on, you got Matt in the match. Matt in every game match of the night.
Tony Mariah for Revolution, and I'm going Julia Stephanie on NXT. If it is Julia's last round, I think she'll go balls to the wall.
Not mad at that at all.
Jason, get into the game.
All right, let's head on into the game. All right. We are doing top 10 wrestling moments that broke the internet.
We did this.
One, huh?
We did this.
When? This is a completely different list.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I know this better be a swerve, and you got to get it.
He removed one and put it.
Yeah, this better be a swerve. He literally. He changed like 2 things and is going to claim his homework as his own. This guy's unbelievable, man.
All right, let's get to the real one. We're going with the greatest heel turns of all time, and where are we slotting Cena on this list? Now, this is a compiled list of a bunch of different lists, which was weird because I was reading lists on Monday, and they were like 3, 4, 10 years old, already updated to Cena number 2.
So our goal with this is to slot Cena on and kick something off, and where we would have him slotted.
You can reorder whatever you want, but then where are you putting Cena?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird looking at it from the top.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Well, I mean, according to Randy Orton, Cena is The Rock's bottom now. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense that we ordered it this way.
I think I would take off The Rock goes corporate. I don't know if that's necessarily in my top 10. I'd take that one off, and I'd probably bump the others up and put Cena right now at 3.
At 3. It was interesting seeing other people's lists and how they took stuff, because like some people didn't have the Rockers on the list. Some people.
No, you gotta have the Rocker. You gotta have the Rockers on the list.
I was crying during that.
Rock was on like 3 lists, but then he was off with a couple of the others. So it was weird, yeah.
Bailey popping the huggable floaty waiver guys, to me, doesn't deserve to be on this list.
It was either her or Stephanie's unloyal ties.
Yeah, I would kick Bailey off this list. I would bump The Rock goes corporate to 10. That wasn't jogging off. Mark Henry retiring and turning on Cena needs more love than at number 10. That
it was on one
saw that,
which is surprising to me.
And Stone Cold needs bumped down for me. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, was it shocking that he aligned with Vince at that point in time? To a degree, yeah, but
it did not deliver at all.
No, not at all. Like, nobody would want to see Stone Cold as a heel, as a bad guy. So, like, that was changed when just let's change for change's sake, and it didn't work.
I don't think some people were factoring in their run as a heel too. So
Andre aligning with Heenan, that needs bumped up. Even though Andre was on his last wheels at that point. I'm trying to think back to like some other turns. Bully Ray joining Aces and Eights. Like, I don't know why that's not on here.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I didn't see it on anybody's. I seen Prince Devitt forms the Bullet Club. That was on a couple. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Every version. List.
Yeah. Aces and Eights is a good one to put on there.
I'm trying to think of some other.
One of my favorite was HBK turning heel on Hulk Hogan. Just that moment. That was done the hell out of me.
Brother.
For me, I'm kicking Bailey off. It doesn't need to be up there. Hogan will be 1. The Rockers will be 2, because as a kid that hurt. Cena 3, then I'll put Seth turns on the Shield 4. Mega Powers Explode 5.
There's another one on this list that I could see why people would not necessarily think about putting it on, but it gave birth to one of the greatest characters in pro wrestling history. Scott Steiner turning on Rick Steiner in WCW led to the birth of Big Papa Pump.
That was on the list. I did see that on my list. There was another one that was real high on everybody's list, the screw job. But I'm like, the screw job wasn't a heel turn.
True.
Yeah.
For Vince.
For Vince.
Yeah.
Man, for Vince to make a character, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily consider the screw job the heel turn. The screw job was the cat out of the bag that, oh, this is Vince owns the company. This is Vince. Like, it was that type of reveal, not a heel turn per se.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would probably put Cena. Man, there's a lot on here that hurt. Like Donald said, the Rockers as a kid, that hurt. That hurt the soul. Seth turning on the Shield to me was more shocking. It got to be top 3. Just given everything else that's gone into it, it was a 20-year build, but the fans have been asking for it for 20 years. So, like, when he finally did it, does that take some of the shine away because it's something that the fans have been clamoring and asking for as far as Cena goes?
I am taking off Andre Alliance with Heenan. I didn't really know much about wrestling too much to even care about that one. I am moving everything up, and I am going Hogan 1. I'll go Cena 2, Rockers 3, Seth 4, Mega Powers 5. And then moving everything else up.
Not bad.
Yeah, good list.
You're booking some history there. Yeah.
If you're listening, hop on in and give us your greatest heel turns. Before we hop into our quick hitters, Steve, you got a mush?
Nope. We can go on the quick hitters.
I saw one this week. I thought this was kind of interesting. The last time John Cena was heel, Eddie Guerrero was the U.S. champion. Roxanne Perez was 1 year old. Teddy Long was still a manager. And Kane had only recently unmasked.
That was that 2003?
Yep.
2003, okay.
Alexander Hammerstone announced that he's done with TNA, which that was a quick run in TNA. Unfortunately, he spent more time injured, but
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have like injury time added on to the contract, but new regime. So we'll see where Hammerstone goes. I wouldn't mind him having a New Japan run.
It'd be interesting
in that regards. I don't need him going back to TNA or MLW at this point.
Yeah.
I got a list of stuff here, and you can just yell pause and we can discuss more as I'm running through this list. First thing, Natalya has been announced for the new for the NWA Crockett Cup.
Good to see you doing something.
Interesting partnership. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Chavo Guerrero will be making an appearance on TNA Impact in El Paso on March 15th.
Cool with that.
The video game publisher Acclaim has been partnered with Jeff Jarrett, or Jeff Jarrett's been partnered with the video game publisher, the Acclaim. Not the scissoring type of Bowens and Max Caster. So they're planning on launching and rebooting some of their classic titles, which could potentially lead to a reboot of the Legends of Wrestling series. So for those of you old head gamers, if we get that back in the fold, I'll be happy as a gamer in that regards. Naomi showed up to the red carpet for Queen of the Ring with a bedazzled neck brace on. So
what
kudos
she
to
wore
Naomi
last night.
for living the gimmick outside.
Keep it real.
Yeah, the kayfabe is dead era. Still real to her. So good for her.
AEW announced a partnership with Amazon Prime Video this week for AEW pay-per-views to be purchased across US, Canada, and the UK, beginning with Revolution tomorrow night. For all you idiots out there, you're not getting the pay-per-view for free as part of your Amazon Prime package. Tony Khan clarified this in his press conference later on in the week prior to the media call for Revolution. Max pay-per-views will still be shown on Max. They're still working out the kinks to get pay-per-view, like live pay-per-views played during Max, which is why I guess this deal was struck.
And they originally said that was going to be later in the year too. So,
yeah. The New Japan Cup got kicked off and got underway this week. Gabe Kidd is slotted in as one of the participants, although he doesn't have a contract with New Japan right now. Zack Sabre Jr., I believe, is the same case. But other than that, there's like no hype around this right now. So I don't know what New Japan's doing in that regards, but
they had an issue with the show this week where the ropes broke during the show, so they couldn't fix it. And
yeah, they had to cancel. Yeah. They continue to shoot themselves in the foot with stuff in that regards. Indy Hartwell will be making her first match appearance coming up next Saturday, March 15th at House of Glory Wrestling.
Okay.
So she's been advertised there.
It's a good fit for her.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I like Indy. I think Indy can do really good for herself and eventually make her way back to WWE. But yeah, I'm not mad at her at all for going in the House of Glory there. And then lastly, kudos for me, Jamie Hayter. Thank you for burying Sean Ross Sapp this week.
What'd she do?
So Sean Ross Sapp tweeted out upcoming update coming into FightfulSelect.com today, and it's a picture of Jamie Hayter, and she retweeted that and just said, "I'll save you the cash and the concern. I'm just working on getting a new visa. No big deal. No issues here." So thank you, Jamie Hayter, for spoiling.
Yeah, good for her.
The quote-unquote news drop that Sean Ross Sapp was going to have behind the paywall to give a visa update.
Yeah, which would be a terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all I have from quick hitter aspects.
I have WWE's reportedly looking into right now Evolution, the all-female pay-per-view.
I'm cool with that.
Bailey talked about this on an interview a couple months ago. Listen, they have more than enough talent to do another all-women's pay-per-view. I don't know why it's taken so long to get another one. I do know why. It's because of Vince. So yeah, if they're actually going to pull that and run it, I believe I saw the supposed date is July 5th.
Yeah,
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
which is weird because I think that's where they held the last one too.
Yeah. But listen, I'm here. I thought
that was in New York, Long Island.
Okay, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was NASA's stadium arena.
Could we do WWE, NXT, and TNA? All hands on deck for that?
They should.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Speaking of revival of things in women, so apparently, if you watch the LFG series on A&E for season 2, Mickie James got the boot as a coach, and Michelle McCool was in because the Undertaker wanted her there. So, talk about DEI hirings. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
I hope this is just rumor, and maybe like Mickie James returns in ring or something. But
so Undertaker did the I'll return for a second season if. So Mickey's out and Michelle McCool's in.
Could have had 2 women.
I mean, yeah, get rid of Booker.
Seeing some people saying get rid of Bully.
I saw people saying that too. Did anybody watch Evolve on Wednesday?
No,
Did not like it.
Nope, didn't watch them.
I mean, they just ran the show. Like, these people have been known for, 7 years. Like, I don't know who any of these people are.
It kind of bored me.
Like, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Fresh faces.
Yeah, they just went, like, they literally just, it was like your random local indie getting a TV deal, and you just found it scrolling across TV. Like,
we're on TV now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Business as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't be tuning back in for that.
What did you like about it?
The matches overall, like, I wasn't into at all. Like, the opening match just kind of like took me out of the show for a bit.
The 6-man tag at the end was a good match. If you didn't watch that one. So, but again, I don't know who any of these people are.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, oh, Johnny Cartwheel. Who the fuck is Johnny Cartwheel? And why? Like,
you know, that's little Timmy down the street.
Yeah. And then they got some other tag team gimmick dudes that are like their stats that they rolled out, like how AEW used to put the stats on the line for individuals and that. Like, these dudes, their stats were I forget what the two guys' names were, but it was like he once dated 10 girls at the same time in college.
What's this?
And then it was then his tag team partner was he once dated 11 girls at the same time in college just because so and so dated 10, and it was like, all right, yeah, no.
Those are some Vince stats right there.
You know why? Because you can't teach that.
Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I don't. It's going to take a lot for me to tune into Evolve on Wednesday night.
Well, there ain't NXT stars on there.
Hey, yeah, Ava, she's running it.
Sean and Ava were on. That was it.
Yeah, Ava's the general manager of Evolve and NXT.
Well, I've seen the highlights, and they had people like Wendy Chu.
Luca Cristofino was in the crowd.
Well, the opening match, Danny's wrestled on NXT before, so I was kind of surprised they put her down there. And,
Danny Palmer, she got hurt again.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, look, it's going to be a rough watch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
A lot of the people there are very, 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 very green. May not have had a match at all. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you're asking me to commit another hour or 2 hours to wrestling after I've already put in how much time during the week. Like, I'm not gonna do it.
No.
There's not a reason or a purpose for it.
I didn't really hear anything online about it, like any real conversations about the show.
No.
So
Yeah.
About it.
And they premiered during the Road to WrestleMania too.
Yeah.
If you ain't talking about Cena on your program, you ain't getting no eyes.
that should have been where he came back.
You ain't getting no eyes.
One night ratings boost.
Yeah.
He just come out, drop the mic, and walk out the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking yet.
Yeah. So, but those were quick hitters. I think I had a couple more, but I ran through enough there.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to close this out. Thank you for watching the Dumb Marks podcast. Find us on all social media platforms at Dumb Marks Pod. Hit on the Pro Wrestling Tees. Find some merch, buy it. I still can't do this.
ProWrestlingTees.com/DumbMarksPod.
There you go. Yep, I can't get it. All right. Here's my quote of the week. Have the discipline to do what needs to be done.
Travis Scott is the mush of the week.
Expound.
Nope, finish the quote. It's his time.
Have the discipline.
You're lucky I lost connection.
Have the discipline to do what needs to be done.
Travis Scott did what he needed to do in Potato and Cody Rhodes. I'll tell you that much.
when you don't feel like it.